Welcome to aPODcalyptic Times with your host, Travis Spencer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens, Bigfoot, and the Loch Ness Monster, welcome to aPODcalyptic Times. I don't know if I actually buy the Loch Ness Monster. I think he's full of shit.
She.
Is it? Oh, it's Nessie, right? Sorry.
That was actually proven. That
Shut up,
was
I'm not ready to introduce you guys. It's a sad day in America today. Unrest across the nation, protests, riots. People are very angry and very upset. And yet, somehow, my day was worse than everybody else's. Not only, I got two pieces of bad news today. One from a phone call and one from an email. And they both had the words beyond economical repair in them. I lost a camera and a phone today.
Oh, burn.
So goodbye to my Canon 7D and the lens, and goodbye to my Samsung Galaxy S4. Just give it a moment.
That was so
give it a moment, gentlemen.
Can we have a moment of silence for that?
Sad. So Bigfoot 2, Travis 0. Fuck you, Bigfoot. Mark my words. When I return to the Pacific Northwest, I will murder you. I'll bring your cold, dead body out of the trees.
Maybe with a waterproof camera.
Yeah. Well, I'll put a bag over it this time or something.
You couldn't hunt wild berries. I think Bigfoot will be fine.
Oh, fuck Bigfoot up. Why do you think he took my camera out? He knew I was going to spot him.
Because he knew to
Talk
punk
about
you
this.
like a little bitch.
Talk about this. I've got another big fuck you this week. This week's fuck you goes to Jamaican referee Courtney Campbell. Just earlier, just a couple minutes ago, they're in the Costa Rica game. So if the goalie comes out of the box and uses hands, it's like it's a red card. It's always a red card, especially if he's like trying to stop the ball and it's like a shot on goal. And that's exactly what happened. Gave him a fucking yellow card. And this fucking referee, Courtney Campbell, he's a piece of shit. He's tried to derail the U.S. before against against Mexico. He hates us. He fucking hates us.
But what does this have to do with us? You said it was Jamaica and somebody else.
No, it was the U.S. and Costa Rica. It's a Jamaican referee.
I got you.
But he always fucks us. As soon as I saw his name on there, it's like something's going to happen. And then sure enough, there's this fucking red card called. It should have been a red card. Anytime that happens, it's a red card. Automatic red card. And he gave the guy a fucking yellow. He's lucky we still won. Otherwise, I'd be really fucking pissed.
Isn't the appropriate response to that to tear him asunder?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Good.
That's going too far. Exciting news. The aPODcalyptic hotline is here. It's time for America to share with us what they think will be the apocalypse.
AKA the burner phone.
The number works out perfectly, too, because it's 323-UFO 2717. Imagine that.
Wow.
They gave me the perfect number. So, America, call 323-UFO or 836-2717 and let us know what you think will be the apocalypse. And we'll share it on the show, and we'll discuss your versions of the apocalypse.
So, Rick, Jarrell, call.
Yeah. we want to know. They'll be like, nah, I'm not calling that.
Nah, I'm into it. Like, I'm good.
Duarte, Derby, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
Word.
David Duarte,
Parking
John
was
Derby.
Parking was good today. I'm not in a bad mood.
Yeah.
It's just hot in here. It was really nice all day until you guys got in here.
No.
Ruining my life. What's up with the paper trails, Duarte?
Well, we got some exciting news coming, but we can't really talk about it just yet because we haven't signed anything. So
Cool. How's the EP release going? A lot of people.
it's going really well,
downloads.
actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We've
Nice.
gotten great response so far.
Derby, have you listened?
Oh God, no. Well, no, I heard some over here last week, and then I'll get it on my own once I figure out the internet.
So maybe in a couple years.
Right.
Yeah.
The other question is, did you see that video that I posted on your Facebook page?
Oh, the Major Lazer.
Major
right?
Lazer.
No, I never watched that.
Posted a Major Lazer
I watched
video.
it.
That video's awesome.
I heard Duarte's response was like, "Now I wish I had known David or Mr. Laser." What the fuck his name?
It's like a white trash family listening to Major Lazer and like spinning swords and shit. Like, it's amazing. So
and the fact that Darren Peters liked it, I was like, "No, I'm good. That
It's
tells me
over.
everything
It's
I
over.
need to know."
why don't you just give it a shot, man? Give it a shot.
I guess. I'll
How dare you?
check out Major Lazer.
All right, guys, it's time for some news.
But I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
So the big story this week is the George Zimmerman trial. George Zimmerman was acquitted of anything, right? Found not
Yeah,
guilty. Found not guilty of second-degree murder.
And manslaughter, because they added that. They gave them the choice, right?
Yeah, which is kind of a weird thing. I don't think it's unprecedented, but for the judge to throw in last minute, like, hey, this isn't going to happen. If you guys want to put manslaughter as well, we'll give that to you as an option as well. You know, which to me, they probably should have gone for manslaughter right away.
In the first place.
Right.
Rather
than second-degree murder, or obviously first-degree wasn't going to work.
No, because first degree is premeditated.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but manslaughter, it seemed like it was an overreach. Once you heard all the evidence, and when the state presented their case, murder 2 seemed like it was a little bit of a stretch.
Right. And
manslaughter, I think, may have been appropriate, whether guilty or not. That should have been the charge.
And from all the commentary we hear, the prosecution just like completely dropped the ball. They didn't make a good case at all. But I think it comes down to that Florida law. Like, I don't know why people want to be so mad at the verdict, because if you look at the evidence, I've got to say that, like, it fits what the stand your ground law says. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like he was getting beat up. Maybe he followed the guy. Maybe he, induced him into fighting him or whatever. But he is neighborhood watch. That is his quote-unquote duty.
Right.
He probably took it a little too far. He's probably a douchebag. Possibly a rapist. We don't know.
Well, you see a lot of those guys that are in security, that want to be cops, and they take it way too seriously. I mean, not that you shouldn't take it seriously, but I mean they take it to the extreme where they're not actually good people.
Rent-a-cops are the worst.
Yeah, they're the worst.
It's an abuse of a very mild amount of authority.
Exactly. And I guess what makes this so terrible is that this stupid fucking rent-a-cop had a gun on him when he should only have a radio. Like, an asshole like that should only have a radio.
That's
exactly.
Cool.
Give him a radio and a flashlight. That way he can call somebody who actually has some authority to do something with his radio, as opposed to acting out justice on his own.
I've never been part of a neighborhood watch, but I have to imagine that they're taught or trained or whatever the process is like, if there's a real crime, call somebody to deal with a real crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's, I mean,
don't try to
report if you see something suspicious, report it, and you've done your job.
That's what it is.
Like,
it's not vigilante.
Fucking. He took it way too far.
It's an extra set of eyes that are hopefully more aware than everybody else. Like, that's all it should be.
And I think even when the stand your ground law was written into place, it's like with the idea that people are protecting their homes with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so this is a broader definition of, okay, this guy's out poking his head around the neighborhood, supposedly protecting his neighborhood, when really he's just profiling some kid who had a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think he's playing cop. Like,
just,
that's the part that bothers me. Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot that bothers me about it, but it's like that's what started the whole thing. Is like he took this very mild amount of authority, took it to an extreme, and he's probably just seen too many freaking action movies.
Right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a difference today.
That's what it's like. It's some bastard who probably has an otherwise pretty sad life, but then feels like, oh, I'm the captain of this neighborhood watch. Like, I'm gonna keep my streets safe. Like, it's some weird overcompensation.
So for everything that it is, like, it's a crazy, terrible story. Obviously, feel terrible for both families involved. Really, it sucks.
Sure.
It's just a terrible incident. That
Nobody wins.
Exactly, nobody wins.
And completely avoidable, too.
But, like, this week, it just got fucking crazy because we started finding out so much more. Like, for example, Trayvon Martin's dad is a Grandmaster Freemason. What the fuck? Like, I didn't know. First of all, they framed him. I guess I didn't watch it close enough to really know, but I thought they framed him as being poor. And his dad's a judge and a Freemason. And this kind of makes me think that the whole thing, like why Obama came out right of no, maybe he had a connection somewhere along that. He's of
Freemasonry Lodge in Florida. It's the Florida Masonic District number 006, and on this website, where they have the 33rd degree Grand Master, illustrious Bobby J. Meeks, they have Brother Tracy Martin, who's the Grand Master. And this is the website. Anyone can go to it. It's a little bit of a weird site, but it's their Freemasonry website, renfordpbrown.org. Freemasonry, a beautiful system of morality, veiled in allegories and illustrated by signs and symbols, and worship of Lucifer. Hey, Here's another one from
This
his
asshole
Facebook.
just threw that in.
Yeah.
Freemasonry sign. This is him with his hat. I believe it's a Grand
But it
Master
is
hat, I
strongly
guess.
or widely
And
believed that
another one
Freemasons
of him
are
in front
a
of
form
the
of devil worship.
Ultimate
Right.
Freemasonry symbol. And of course,
It is
more
kind of weird. Like you look at these
Masonic
pictures of
symbolism.
what this guy, you know, it's
There's
like
another one where he's posting.
I know some people
Martin.
really like to dress
This
up
is
and
from-
look fresh all the time, and maybe that's part of what it is: throwing your hats on and being part of a cool club,
Like to look fresh.
looking dapper. Like, and then they get in front of green screens and take like these shots of like
I'm like,
in front of
based on that, Steve
classic
Harvey
Masonic
is the
things.
Grand Master of the Freemason.
in the history of this of the Freemason group that he's in is like Penny Hardaway is a Freemason, Edgerrin James. I don't know if you guys are familiar with history at all, but Booker T. Washington and Webb Du Bois, I think it's Du Bois or Du Bois, are like
I think it's Dubois.
like those are like, you know, classic black historical leaders that were also Freemasons, which is a surprise to me. The more and more you look back throughout history and see who were Freemasons or a part of these illustrious clubs, you know, and then you get into Skull and Bones, and all these guys are also Freemasons. And
But what
it's all
actual
part of the same
authority
thing.
do they have, though? I mean,
It's a secret society, man. We don't know. We don't know what goes behind their doors. They,
you sure
they
it's
say
not just like just
it's a social club, is what
Right.
they call it. But like, why are all the most powerful people going there?
Because they're all
to hang
friends.
out with like-minded people? I mean,
Okay, but also like, if all those people are running companies and there's widespread corruption, like, where does it happen?
But it's would happen anywhere. I mean, it's like.
But
that's-
okay, so then what's with all the ancient rituals, all the ancient, you know, symbols and
How do we know that that's not all just like hearsay
Geometry.
and kind of speculation? It's like, what do we really know about it, though, other than a lot of ghost stories?
well, we know throughout history that like secret societies like the Illuminati have been at the center of large organizations and been the founding heads of
But when influential
to change
people all
things.
hang out together, like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, that's.
Yeah, so aren't you worried?
But what does that have to do with demons and shit like that? Like,
Well, it's possible that they know more than we do, and that's what it is, that they're trading secrets about what's really going on in the world, and they're keeping it from us.
It's possible that they're just smart people, and that's
yeah,
why they know
it's,
more than
I was
we
gonna
do.
say it's possible that
Possible.
I don't know, rich powerful people like to hang out with rich powerful people, and deals are done in closed doors.
Under the table with
Yeah.
hand jobs.
Yeah, sure. Like, I have a way, like, that's more concerning, and I have a way easier time believing that than I do, like, oh, they're sacrificing virgins and walking around with goats' heads on, shit like that. Like,
Well, what if they are
Well, that's
making,
not what they're doing now.
What if
What-
they
what-
are
I
making...
mean-
what if, to get power, they understood that they have to make sacrifices to the gods, and so that's what's happening behind closed doors. Supposedly there's rituals to get into these clubs, and it's the death experience. They put you through an experience so that you no longer fear death.
just because they waterboard somebody doesn't mean, like, it's no worse than trying to get into a fraternity.
Well, that's the start of something like that. It's
Sure.
like, that's the initial hazing, and then after they figure out that you won't narc when some dude sticks his dick in your butt, and they'll fucking
Or at the-
waterboard you, and you won't go tell the police. Like, then they're like, okay, this guy's cool. Well, let's bring him to level 2.
That's exactly how I describe you. When people are like, what kind of a dude is Travis? I'm like, well, he won't narc if you stick a dick in his
Well, he's not a narc. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
How do you know that?
I'm not one of them, John Derby. I will never be a fucking Freemason. I will never be caught up in this evil, devil-worshipping society.
Let me ask you something. Okay, serious question. Don't give me a Travis answer. Give me a human answer.
Travis isn't human. Therefore, everything
Like,
I
if
say
like
is real.
let's say this was an actual opportunity for you to go to a Grandmaster Freemason fucking meeting or something, like, and be around a ton of powerful people in this particular chapter. Like, you wouldn't go? You wouldn't be interested? You wouldn't
I would go
be
'cause-
curious?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm completely curious. I would go as a double agent.
And then go to the Bilderberg meeting as well.
Oh, totally.
But what do you think
Totally.
you're gonna see, man? Like, it's gonna be like a town hall meeting with
No, yeah.
more scotch, probably.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
it's not.
And you can talk to. Well, the way it really happens is like this: 95% of the members don't know what's going on, and it's the 5% power group at the very center of it that passed down legislation, just like everything else. They passed down legislation to these people of what to do, why we're doing it this way, and then they have an explanation for it. It all sounds so fucking reasonable, but what you don't get is it's ran by a fucking reptilian overlord at the very base of it.
That is what I don't get. That is exactly what I don't understand.
And you're like, oh, it's just rich people. Like, great. So, Obama said Trayvon's like his son. Why?
Because he's also reptilian.
Why? No, because he wants to start a race war. He wants to start a race war, and right now we have no idea what the fuck they're doing. No.
Who's he starting a race war against?
Against quote unquote white people. No, they just want to distract us. They want to distract us. It's a diversionary tactic.
I don't disagree with that.
So what we really want to know is what the fuck's going on right now. What's going on right now in the world that America is so worried about this stupid case? You know,
same thing that was going on before.
Raping and pillaging Syria and
sure.
Libya and
sure.
You guys just are so calm about it.
It's
You're like, oh, it's just
because it's business as usual. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is.
So what are you gonna do? Just lay down and let them do it to you?
I'm just waiting to die, man.
Just trying to get by.
I'm eating as many nitrates as humanly possible.
Trying to pay off this bill. So there was a Florida mom. There was a Florida mom who got 20 years for firing warning shots at her abusive husband, who she had a restraining order against, I believe.
How do you get 20 years for that?
That's insane.
That
and
seems
George
so
Zimmerman
excessive.
gets off, and of course she's black. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's
and
like,
that just adds fuel to the fire.
Absolutely.
I just don't understand how you get even attempted murder gets 20 years.
Well, what she should have done is shot him.
Seriously,
If she would have shot him, she could have
shoot him in the leg, and then it's like
ground.
Well, that's exactly what it says. It says, Marissa Alexander of Jacksonville had said the state's stand your ground law should apply to her because she was defending herself against her allegedly abusive husband when she fired warning shots inside her home in August 2010. She told police it was to escape a brutal beating by her husband, against whom she had already taken out a protective order. Like, that's insane.
I will say this, like, you should never fire warning shots, because those bullets do land somewhere.
Right.
So they could easily have gone through the house and gone into the neighbor's house and killed the neighbor's
20
kid.
years?
20 years?
Probably not.
No.
Probation,
but
maybe
she should
6 months.
have. She really should have just shot the guy if she was in that much danger.
And if you shoot him in the leg,
fucker.
it's not even attempted murder. It's still self-defense.
Right. That's crazy.
I just don't understand. Like, I mean, I obviously don't know anything about this case, so I don't know. But it makes, on the way that reads, that makes no sense to me. You don't get 20 years for murder sometimes.
Right.
Like, let alone 20 years for warning shots.
It's unbelievable.
It's disgusting.
I mean, for everybody who wants
Did she
to
have
say
priors or something? Like, is there some sort of 3-strike thing that came into effect?
No,
like,
from everything I read, she's had
because that just doesn't
nothing.
make any sense. Like, what is the explanation for that? What was the charge? What was the actual charge?
Yeah, for 20 years, like,
Apparently because
rapists
she's
don't
black.
get 20 years. Rapists don't even get like 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like it's attempted murder, if that's what they're calling it. And how do you get 20 years for attempted murder?
In August 2011, a judge rejected a motion by Alexander's attorney
Attempted
to grant
murder,
her
you get
immunity
20.
under the Stand Your Ground law.
Really?
According to the judge's order, there is insufficient evidence to that the defendant reasonably believed deadly force was needed to prevent death or great bodily harm to herself. And that fact that she came back into the home instead of leaving out of the front or back door is inconsistent with a person who was in genuine fear of their life. So she came back after that, after the incident, and then fired shots. So that's why they're calling it attempted murder.
Right. And so that was the charge, though, attempted murder?
Right. Corey initially offered Alexander a 3-year deal if she pleaded guilty
that's
aggravated assault.
Yeah.
But according to CBS affiliate WTEV, Alexander did not believe she had done anything wrong and rejected the plea. Her bet did not pay off. The jury in the case returned with a verdict in less than 15 minutes.
Wow, less than 15 minutes.
So we obviously, this is the way the story is written is pretty clearly streamlined so that it sounds and it's buried in the lead that
I'm wondering if the kids being there I'm wondering if the kids being in the room when it happened is what has swayed that jury so quickly.
Yeah, but also what I read is that she didn't have anything out before, which is crazy. It's like 20 years seems ridiculous, you know?
But if
there's kids present,
well, I don't even know about that. I'm saying from the jury perspective, I'm wondering if that's why they were so quick. But if it falls under their 10 to 20 law, whatever the hell that was, then it's like it's kind of a blanket statement when they have something like that, where it's like, well, this is the crime, and if you commit this crime, no matter what the circumstances, that's the penalty that fits that. It's like,
And also that she didn't take the plea. Like, that's generally when people throw the book at you, is if you don't take the plea that they offer you.
That's
It
that
just
still that
sucks.
seems so out of whack. Like,
And just for that to happen within any kind of time period
Right.
with what just happened is ridiculous. And obviously, it's a black woman. Of course it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's...
but you wonder if the Zimmerman thing wasn't going on, if you'd even hear about that story.
Right.
If they'd even bring it up, or if they'd just be
course
like,
not.
just another black woman 20 years
Probably
No, they
ago.
just
not.
want to throw it on
Yeah.
the fire. And our final and most important story of the day. There's this dude who was running along the Tour de France with a big fucking pig in his hand.
Like a dead pig? What the hell is
That
that?
is not a real
It's a
fucking
pig
pig.
statue, but
Yeah.
it's the funniest. It's the funniest GIF I've ever seen, where this dude's running like with the bike, pretty much.
Grabbed
He's
a
just
fake
got this
pig
in
and
his
took
hand.
off chasing the
Look
run.
at that fucking asshole.
Our guest tonight is Desmond Faison. He's been on the show before, but he's got his show, or not his show, his movie that he shot called Inverse with Trevor Pennick and some more people, some more friends of the show, is going to be at the Downtown Film Festival on Thursday. So we want to get a little publicity before it came up. He'll be with us in just a minute. Thanks, America.
You know, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. And, you know, I think they are right to expect that all of us as Americans are going to take this with the seriousness it deserves, and that we're going to get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
Welcome back to aPODcalyptic Times. We're here with friend of the show, Desmond Faison. Welcome back, Desmond.
Desmond Faison.
How are you, sir?
Good, thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Pleasure's mine.
I understand you have a very important...
Thank you very much.
Very important... You have to... the way this works is you have to listen to things I say first.
I'm happy
and
to
then you
be here.
respond.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When I was young.
It's inverse. No, I didn't ask that question yet.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
I understand you have a film coming up in a festival in the Downtown Film Festival, L.A.
It's a good movie.
Yes.
What is the name of your film, sir?
The movie is titled Inverse with a small I, and the rest of the letters are capital.
Whoa.
Is it
blew
pretty
our minds.
Do you have Apple back in this or what?
Marketing.
Yeah, it's an I.
Is it an I?
Yes. Did
I see what happened.
do they know about that?
Missed that.
That's good though. Tell us a little bit about your film.
You would think when you called me that I would have thought of a good description before I sat down here. And
I would think that because you made it.
No, that's not how you roll.
Inverse is a short film of 20-some minutes that explores the thin line between love and hate, this heaven and hell, this very moment and the moment that comes just after. It's exploration of everybody's individual ideas of what heaven and hell would mean to them if they believe in that sort of thing. And just the idea that my heaven wouldn't be the same as your heaven, because then it would kind of seem like I might not be into the same things you're into. That's
Right.
just my opinion. I don't know. Who knows?
Just one man's take on kind of the afterlife, but there's more to it. I mean, I guess initially I'm thinking of like everything that leads up to getting to that point where said character is put in that situation.
Yeah, but if I say everything that leads up to
Nobody
that,
will want to go.
nobody
see
will
it.
ever want to watch it.
But no, it's great. The sound is amazing on it. Somebody in this room may have been a boom operator on this film. I don't know. We won't. I don't want to plug anybody or anything.
Right.
No, but I've seen it. I saw it at the premiere.
And while it was being shot,
Yes, and I was part of that as well.
which thank
Great
you
film.
very much.
We want everybody to
Thank
come
you.
out. No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. for
Typically
your
how
help.
that works
you.
is Desmond would have been like, yeah, you did the sound and it was really good.
No, but I'm hosting the show, so I gotta
You got to move it along.
I gotta
in
just
the right
plug
direction.
myself. Yeah,
He can
exactly.
host while he's sucking his own D.
Me. Okay, back to me. So, what time is the showing on Thursday, and how can people get there?
If you'd like to see Inverse, please travel to the Downtown Independent Theater. There's a theater downtown called the Independent Theater. It's on 215. It's at 215 Main Street. Thursday at 9 p.m. And I feel weird because I want people to go, but at the same time, I feel obligated to warn all of my poor friends and all of the listeners who may be poor. The tickets are $13.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I mean, I hear
$13
you.
isn't too bad.
I get irritated paying $13 to see blockbusters at ArcLight.
Isn't it like $17.50 for those now?
Is it?
I think. Well, like
pretty
3D. If you're doing 3D, it's like 20, right? The ArcLight's at least 17.
But
everything,
for yours is $13 to go to the festival and
It's like-
watch several films.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
like
I
mine.
mean-
It's my film. My film's 20 minutes. Then there's a 5-minute movie, and then there's like a 80-minute movie that are all included in the $13. But my movie might suck. The 5-minute movie might suck. And Lord knows the 80-minute movie could suck. These are all possibilities. Anyway,
Well-
I'm going to be there.
But if you go to a film festival, usually you want to see those kind of films, or at least you're open to seeing
Right.
different kinds of films. You know, it's like, and I love going to film festivals because it's exciting because you don't know what you're going to see. It's not like fucking Iron Man or
Right.
you know what I'm saying. It's like you know exactly what it's going to be by the same kind of screenwriters who do the same kind of crap. At least it's people upcoming that have their own money invested in it and they're making their own vision rather than some corporate overview of what.
Yeah, and it's usually something that people
really.
really care about, and that they made it because they care about it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because mine was not made with any money at all of anyone's. It was just a poor man production. And to go backwards in this conversation, my movie doesn't suck. It's,
No, it
There you
doesn't.
go.
It's great.
pretty awesome.
It's great.
I like it.
And what are you talking about?
I watch it randomly sometimes at home alone.
Right?
I think 13 bones for a snuff flick is a pretty good deal.
Snuff?
Yeah. Isn't that what it is? No. Oh.
No, yeah. I mean, the lead's hot. I don't know if
was
that
gonna s-
counts.
Well,
Well,
not in
snuff
the end.
Snuff film doesn't require anybody to be hot.
Yeah, that's. Perhaps you're unfamiliar with the genre. sir.
Actually,
I'm starting to
less
think
hot,
so.
the better.
Okay.
Not exactly what I thought you were talking
It's
about.
on the fringe.
So, Desmond, how did
Yes.
you originally get into making films? What made you want to be a filmmaker?
Porky's next question.
I stumbled upon it. I moved to LA a long time ago to be an actor and chase the acting dream, and I got here and realized that LA is one of the worst places on earth, and talent is really not necessarily the best vehicle in which to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I was the most talented or am the most talented or whatever else.
I
like
agree
that.
with half of your statement. Talent is not required. LA does not suck, though. People in LA suck. There are plenty of people in LA that suck.
Yes.
LA itself is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every city has a bunch of people that suck.
True.
Okay.
And this one has a lot.
Yes, I'll agree with that too.
Well,
But in
it-
terms
yeah,
of a
but-
place to live, like, it's not bad living out here.
No.
And also, when you have 14 million people or whatever, there's going to be more shitty people, but also
course.
more
14
great people as well.
A
Right?
little bit of an exaggeration on the number, but
14 million in the immediate area, I think,
yeah,
is
it was
right.
Southern California, I guess.
Well, the surrounding LA area, I think, is 14 million. Careful.
Yeah, you notice
No, it's
the
good.
crack.
I was worried because our guest 2 weeks ago cracked the table, so I just didn't want to.
Jerk.
Still
No, can you believe this? So yeah, but you still do some acting as well. Because you're Black and Sexy TV star, or
do.
for The Couple, right?
Yes.
How's that going?
You know, it's weird, dude, because, like, it's funny because you see, like, the numbers. Like, it's pretty successful, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
You have like
see the
over
numbers.
100,000 views on some of the episodes, right?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
of them, yeah. And you see the numbers, and it's like, wow, people are watching, that's cool, but it still feels like you're just kind of throwing something out in the air and in the universe, and nobody's really watching. It's just YouTube randomly putting numbers places and stuff. And then, like, more and more recently, like, I went to Miami for a film festival, and then we had, like, a party last week, like, for the network, and it's crazy because people are, like, stopping me and being like, hey, dude, and I'm so unaccustomed to it that I, like, get irritated. Because I'm really antisocial in my real life.
You're going to be that person, that
No.
star when you reach there?
Once I realize, it's before I know what they're talking about. I think they're just random people talking to me,
Right.
and there's like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You're
Right.
you're," a dude. And I'm like, What? I
Well,
don't."
the character's name is Dude. That's
right?
pretty confusing.
Exactly. They're like, from the internet, from the show, from the couple. I'm like, oh, and then it's hugs
Thank you.
and
Right.
all that stuff. But before that, I'm just like,
Right.
why
When
are
people
you
just come up and say, "Hey, dude," you're like,
Yeah, why are you talking to me? I don't get it. And then I have to instantly like jump into the character because my character is like very high energy, happy guy,
right.
and I am not that way.
You can be.
I can be. I typically strive not to be, but
Such a liar.
so yeah, that's funny, and that's happening more and more frequently, which is kind of cool. And it's funny because the minute you decide that you're not really an actor anymore, you get kind of a little momentum going in the acting department. It's kind of a staple of life, right?
Well, I've always said that about you, because like you always say that you don't really want to do comedy, and then of course the first thing that takes off is like the comedic, thing where
Right.
you're acting as opposed to anything else. Like, but that's just how it goes.
Well,
But
even
the
in-
couple is great.
Even in directing, it's kind of the same thing. Like if I had my choice, I would aspire to make like dramatic feature-length films like Inverse, but obviously feature-length and what have you. But my successes have all come from, a fake Shaq gets hit by a truck. Oh,
Right.
LeBron got some new shoes.
They go viral, yeah, absolutely.
like it's just ironic that it happens that way. I don't know if it's actually ironic. I know some people get upset at the misuse of irony.
Right.
Ask Alanis Morissette about that. So, the couple, what are we in, season 2?
I think.
Because that started, right? How far along did you get
I feel
in
like
season
it
2?
started, and I think we did like 2 or 3 episodes, and it kind of stopped, went on hiatus, I guess.
Is there a reason for that?
I'm sure.
Well, because you're doing. Are you still doing a feature?
Yes, we were doing the feature, and we're not going to shoot any more episodes until
Okay.
we've shot the feature.
Okay, well there you go. That makes sense. That
Does
all
it?
makes sense.
Okay.
That's why it stopped, right?
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
I'm
good
trying to
with that.
connect the dots here.
I hear you. Me too. Me too. I went to public school and rode a short bus, so
How short was it?
it was very short. There was like 8 rows, I think, or something like that.
Really? That's it. What, were you in like a rural or a really rural community?
No, I was just slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's comedic, Desmond.
No, that's real life.
That's why I just keep questioning. I'm like, don't try to be funny.
No, that's my life. They thought I was retarded until I was in 8th grade. And by retarded, I mean mentally handicapped.
Right. Way to be politically correct. At least you figured that out at this point in your life. That is fascinating. Oh, is that a Samsung Galaxy S4?
It is.
I used to have one of those.
Did you?
Until Bigfoot took it from me. Never go to the Pacific Northwest. Do you have any? You're from Pacific Northwest. Do you have any Bigfoot experiences?
There is a no. No.
Nothing. Never
No.
seen him.
Even worse, I was going to compare him to Paul Bunyan.
He wants to
and
keep his
realized
phone,
that's
dude.
not-
Like, don't press him. Don't
Don't
press
piss
him.
off the Sasquatch.
Did you ever go camping though?
Ever?
Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
But never saw him out there. Huh?
No. My dad once caught a tree on fire in the forest. Like, not like a little tree either, like a gigantic, enormous, huge tree.
How do you do that?
Really?
We went camping, and he,
So you have been camping. Right?
when I was very little, and he decided he wanted to use a little bit of gasoline to jumpstart the fire.
Great.
Burnt up my sister's bubbles, and
Oh man.
because the fire started a little bit faster than he expected, he threw the can.
For sure.
The can hit the bottom of the tree, and the flame shot the
Followed
tree.
all the way across.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
And I'm literally like 5. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember my sister's very distraught about her bubbles.
Yeah. That'll
pissed off.
that'll change things a little bit.
Jesus. Did they get the fire out before it like turned into a forest
Yeah,
fire?
yeah. There was no forest fire. There was a whole. My dad is like 9/10 ninja, and there was a whole bunch of
Pretty
other
impressive.
ninjas around, so they were able to use their secret ninja powers to tame the fire.
Like stomping on it, like
Before it
fast with
turned
like
into-
ninja shoes. How do ninjas
Hey,
put out
hey,
fires?
Hey, man. Hey, I was 5. What do you want
Fast
from me?
fanning.
I was gonna say Chinese fans, and they're just blowing it out.
They're throwing Chinese stars to put them out. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, no Bigfoot sightings, huh?
You seem so
No.
I was gonna
surprised.
say, that's where this started. They turned it into 9/10 Ninja.
No Bigfoots.
I'm disappointed.
I'm sorry. I only wear a size 10.
What about in Montana?
Not indicative of anything.
What about after you went to Montana?
He's
He's up there
in
too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Travels.
Well, he's everywhere. He's
Frequent flyer miles.
He
has
has big
cousins.
feet. I mean,
he can morph into different beings. And,
Oh yeah, that's
and
right. 'cause
Time
he's a
travel.
trans-dimensional.
This is
being,
just
right?
getting
Yeah.
this is getting weird and uncomfortable for me.
welcome to Tuesday.
Bigfoot? How's Bigfoot weird or uncomfortable for anybody?
Oh, I
He's
mean-
did you ever see Harry and the Hendersons?
I did love that movie.
What was weird about that?
Well, he wasn't morphing and moving
Everything.
it throughout time and space.
He was. You just didn't see it.
Oh.
This is a really
director's
controversial
cut.
topic, apparently.
This is getting crazy. Do you have any new revelations on the apocalypse since the last time you've been here?
Any new revelations on the apocalypse? I think that we'll all
Isn't that
die
car
from
outside?
carbon monoxide poisoning from that
Seriously.
car
Yeah.
outside.
That's the worst.
No, I think I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's coming
It's coming sooner than later.
sooner than later. And unfortunately, I think it's gonna be man-made. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much the extent of it. It's gonna be man-made. It's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt, and then it'll be over.
You're a fairly religious guy, right?
I am I believe in Jesus and the Bible. I don't know if I believe in religion per se.
Right. So you're not Catholic.
No.
Okay, so here's my theory.
So this isn't going to offend you. Here we go.
Okay. So the Catholic Church has been grooming the world to figure out they're losing followers left and right because everybody's becoming into a more spiritual state rather than religious. So they're throwing the church out. So they've decided that they're going to baptize the aliens when they come down. So when the aliens come down, they're going to say that it's like our savior or whatever, and the Catholic Church will baptize them and try to change over the whole world. But be warned, that's the Antichrist.
Are we talking about illegal aliens or space aliens?
Space aliens.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to baptize a space alien, and that'll be the apocalypse. That's my latest vision.
I don't mean to laugh. I laugh out of discomfort. Like that terrified me, and I don't know what else to do but giggle.
I'm just warning you.
No,
Just so you know.
I appreciate it.
All right. I just don't want to be like, oh, hey, Catholics were right all along. Look, the aliens came down, they baptized him. They told us. See?
I'll say I heard it here first.
You're welcome.
As I run for my life.
You're welcome, America.
Travis tried to warn us. He tried to warn us all.
He told us. John Derby, you're awfully
What?
quiet over there.
Yeah.
You look just
You're
angry.
welcome.
You look so angry. Just angrily looking at me over talking about Bigfoot and aliens.
So it's just like, I'm like, God, baptizing a baby alien. Like, whatever.
It takes
It's
a
not
lot
even
of
a baby alien, but whatever.
It takes a lot of effort for him to talk with all that hair on his face.
It's true.
It's like heavy lifting.
It's like
So-
the words trying to escape.
When are you doing your next Brawny ad?
The Brawny man doesn't have a beard anymore.
That's what people keep saying. I don't know if I believe it.
Does he
Go
not?
look at a fucking package of Brawny.
He doesn't. When
He
he
does
loses
not.
his beard.
I don't know.
Yeah, what the
I'm,
hell
I'm
is
saying
that?
early 2000.
That's just not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Desmond, is there anything you want to say to John Derby about the Miami Heat being the best team in the NBA?
The world champion Miami Heat?
Yeah.
What does he have to say? They proved it.
They proved it.
I mean, I got my $5 from him. Maybe
Yeah.
you wanted to rub it in a little bit because
No, I mean, he saw Ray Allen hit possibly one of the biggest three-point jump shots in the history of ever.
that was huge. I recently watched that.
We
clip
all
like
we all
500
saw that
times.
here together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
well, after Travis said, here's my $5, it's over."
Yeah, I gave him my money. I threw it down.
Kiss
and
of
then
death.
After he hit that three, I just
True.
taunted him with it.
Oh, Walter Raygun Allen.
Yeah, that's your favorite player.
Is
isn't
my
it?
favorite player.
He redeemed it. He
He's
had a
been-
terrible season for the most part.
Terrible.
He's old. What do you want?
Terrible might be an
Old
overstatement,
coming
but
off
not a
on-
great,
Not
a
a
Ray
Ray
Allen
bench.
season.
Not
Not a
a
Ray
Ray-
Allen
yeah.
season
Well,
at all. Yeah.
He's been playing since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
He's like-
Jesus Shuttlesworth's been around for a
I
minute.
hope he
Yeah.
misses a free throw in the finals next year, and that's how they lose. That would make me feel so good.
Only
You'll be okay with that.
then LeBron would
Why-
probably grab it and tip dunk it and then win anyway.
I hope LeBron goes up to put it back in and cracks his dome on the fucking backboard.
And breaks it, and the ball hits him in the head.
Can you imagine if he had gotten decapitated during that celebration? No, listen. When they had to go with the underpass thing, did you not see that?
yeah.
The very first one that came up, like he didn't realize it, and then it was like all of a sudden it came up, and it was like he got down and everything. But it's like, just for a second, could you imagine if he had like gotten cut in half during the celebration?
How fast was the truck going?
I don't. I mean, dude, it was a big.
Would have decapitated him?
I
or
don't think it
just
would
probably
have.
knocked
I'm
him
probably.
off?
It
He would've
definitely
fallen
would have done
off.
some damage.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it would have cut him in half or anything.
They're
I'm
probably going like
exaggerating.
20 miles an hour tops, right?
But did
But
did
to hit that
nobody-
thing, like it would have happened hard, and he would have fallen off the top of this double decker bus.
I like that nobody thought of that,
I know.
or did they think of it and like warn him? But it's like
Did a guy from San Antonio map that route and was just like, I got one more shot?
Popovich sent him an email.
But, like-
this is the perfect parade route for you.
I thought about that for just a moment, like when it happened, and it was like, oh, it was all kind of funny shit. But it's like I was like, what if that? Like, could you imagine if there would never be another parade for a sports victory again. Like, because it would just be forever tainted. You could never have another one without being like, well, remember the one LeBron died at? Like, holy crap.
my God.
That's crazy.
Desmond,
Yes.
will LeBron James get more rings than Michael Jordan?
No.
No. How many will he get?
He will get.
He might not get more than Dwayne Wade.
No,
He
he
needs-
can't get more than Dwayne Wade.
Well,
he
after
hasn't
Dwayne
been
retires, but
If they're playing together, yeah.
Dwayne's not going to last nearly as long as LeBron.
no.
Probably not.
I think 4.
Say 4?
Say 4.
I think he'll get 6.
I think he's got one more in.
6.
I think he's got one more.
I
It
think
won't
he
be
can tie
this year.
Jordan. I don't think he'll outdo
three-peat.
Jordan, but he can get 6.
I don't think he'll get there.
No
He
one
landed
will.
with 3.
No one will ever outdo Jordan. And can I tell you why?
Why is that?
Because you believe in
Because-
Jesus and the Bible.
And Jordan.
He's in the Bible.
Because if any of these guys played in Michael Jordan's NBA, they would not be nearly as successful as he
It's
was.
a different game, though.
It's a completely. Well, I mean, we can't. I don't know. Pretty soon they're going to be playing like football. Let's take football for instance. And I'm not going to get into Derby's nonsensical
Tim Tebow's the greatest player
Tim
of all time.
Tebow
I became
absolutely and utterly nonsensical.
Wait a minute.
conversation.
Greatest college football player is what he
Yes.
says.
It's the only thing I've stood by.
Absurd. Anywho,
You can watch episode 41 or whatever that was.
Yeah.
The Sportpocalypse.
Yeah.
he will or to not compare. I mean, we can't say that what's Megatron's real name?
Calvin
Calvin
Johnson.
Johnson.
Calvin Johnson's no Jerry Rice.
Right.
Like it's a
But he has the record
game
for
Superior.
single
He can have
season.
all the records ever, but in 2027, when the NFL is just on video games and Madden is now what people are going to pay millions of dollars to play for, we're not going to take those stats and compare them to Calvin Johnson or Jerry Rice. Like the game is so watered down and so completely different than it was for the first 9/10 of its existence that I feel like you have to take that into account because it's a different game. Like you said, it's a different game
Right.
altogether.
Right.
But Kobe and LeBron in Michael Jordan's NBA like would not survive. They're like, why are you touching me? Like,
Yeah, it's not as physical. Of a
Well,
game.
they would have survived because they would have grown up in that style of play.
Right. Right, 'cause since everybody, but
Now, would they have been
and
Jordan?
everybody's
No,
playing the
but-
same game now, so it's like it's not as physical. But if they don't allow it across the board, then yeah. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in just a minute.
It's time for On the John with John Derby.
We're at that time of year where there's nothing interesting going on in sports, and I'm forced to sit here and talk about baseball. Problem I have with baseball, guy named Chris Davis. Having a great year, breakout season, killing it, 30-plus home runs at the All-Star break. And he actually goes on Twitter and says, I shouldn't have to defend myself whether or not I use steroids or PEDs. I'm like, you bet your ass you have to defend yourself. If you play baseball, or you run track, or you bike race of any kind, you should have to defend yourself every single day. You should take a piss test live every single day and let the results be known. Because if you play for any of those sports, you're considered dirty until it comes out that you weren't. If you never, and even Barry Bonds never failed a drug test. So if you go your whole career with no failed drug test, no connection to any kind of weird laboratory or anything, then I'll believe you did it clean. But until then, because of the era you play in, you're gonna be accused of it, and you have to defend yourself. And you should defend yourself more and more every single day. And don't be like Roger Clemens, where you just stand up and puff your chest out and everybody knows that you did the wrong fucking thing, they just can't prove it in court. Actually, just don't cheat. Just don't cheat. Or cheat and don't get caught. I would prefer that. I'd prefer it's legal across the board. PEDs that don't kill people, fine, do it. I want to see bigger, better, stronger, faster athletes. I don't care. And if they're willing to do it, great. Maybe make my ticket prices go down if they're allowed to do PEDs. Then I'd be fine with that. I don't care. Make it a marketing thing. Make it cheaper for me to watch, and I don't care what they do to themselves. Good luck.
Welcome back to aPODcalyptic Times. We're here with Desmond Faison.
hi, I'm Desmond Faison.
Desmond Faison is promoting his new film, Inverse. It's going to be at a festival on Thursday,
9:00,
9 o'clock.
downtown LA.
Downtown LA at the Downtown Independent Theater,
Yes, 215 Main.
215 Main. Come check it out. Come support. Vote for it.
Show some love. I can't believe I just said that.
Show us some love. Desmond, you got any projects coming up other than the couples feature?
The couple feature?
The couple.
No, man, that's it. That's it right now. Looking at, actually, I lied. I'm going to make a music video for Duarte.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be fun. As long as he doesn't suck in it.
Oh, I suck.
Well,
if you could keep me out of it,
Yeah, that would
be
that's the best thing you could do.
I
the
wondered-
best advice I could give.
I would have to wonder, like, what would Duarte wear in a music video?
More importantly is what are you wearing in Duarte's music video?
Oh.
Cameo.
First of all, as little as possible. We want people to see it.
Could we let's just have John Derby washing like a Ferrari?
Yeah.
That's it. We're going to objectify John Derby.
For some reason, the words in my head are silver and form-fitting.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do with that, but
Oh, that'll fit perfectly with what I'm trying to go
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Derby, no better time than now, and ask
What?
Desmond Faison your question.
oh, the question?
The question.
Oh, my gosh.
He said
Okay.
it's a really good
It's a
question.
really good question.
I know.
I have-
I'm nervous because he's been building
I have
stuff
a
for like 5
precursor.
minutes.
I have a precursor question.
And
This
then
is
he has a
not
part
the
A,
question.
B, C, D,
No,
E.
your jealousy comes through the microphone.
Hold on tight, America. Here
All right.
it comes.
Precursor question: are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
You're right-handed. So you're in a survival scenario.
Mhm.
Whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're stuck in the woods. Maybe it's post-apocalypse. Whatever you want it to be. You lose your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
What do you replace it with? Tool, weapon, fucking dead fish. I don't care. But I want to know what you replace it with and
Weapon.
why. Okay, what kind of a weapon though? What are you doing?
A laser.
A
Clearly.
laser.
Yeah.
A
Ooh.
fucking laser.
But you're out in the woods. How do you do that?
That's pretty dope. He didn't give me him
no, there's
parameters
no,
like
there's
that.
no. Yeah, it
So
can
he
be
didn't-
whatever he wants. It could be
Yeah.
a Volvo if he really wants it to be. I mean,
Like just a laser so you can see things, or is it a laser that
Or
can
maybe
cut
like
through people?
a helicopter blade so I can just fly myself out of there like
Inspector Gadget
Gadget.
stuff.
Go.
Go Gadget chopper. Yeah.
Like, well, I'm not in the woods anymore, so I'm cool.
No, I made it back to civilization. Can I do that? Can I get a helicopter
Well, if you
blade
have yeah, sure.
and just fly back to
Of course you
civilization?
can. Yeah, there's no rules.
That's what I'd like to do. Then.
Helicopter blade.
I
But then
will.
you realize moving forward, like you live the rest of your life now with a helicopter blade for a hand.
Which makes me pretty stinking awesome.
Yeah, you can
Not
fly
si-
out of any situation
It's
at
not
any
meant
time.
to deter you.
Especially for Desmond, since he's so awkward, is like
Hey, dude!
he just flies out.
Yeah. I'll be on the roof. I'll be right back.
He's like, I don't
It's
know
an,
how to
it's an
answer that.
icebreaker. It's an icebreaker at the very least.
Exactly.
I feel like you could turn a rowboat into like a speedboat.
Yeah.
Just put your hand into the water.
Because I mean, it wouldn't be like a big, giant, like helicopter size one.
You could
It'd
be in the
like
Olympics.
just enough to
I mean,
fly
it'd
me
be-
around.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends on who
It's
makes
not
bells.
actual size. Like that
No.
would be ridiculous.
That would be absurd.
If Canon or Samsung made it, it won't go underwater. We'll just shit
He could
out.
cool this room off if nothing else.
Now,
Just rotate
that'd
that
be a good
baby.
idea.
if you started like canoeing after that, would they let you participate in the Olympics with your helicopter
I feel like they have to. Actually, they
rotor
made the,
blade?
They made the bladed leg runner murderer dude make sure his legs were like within specs. So
Yeah.
maybe I don't know.
You'd have
They
to-
probably wouldn't let me.
You'd have to get up to
participate.
specs.
You'd have to
Yeah.
get like Olympic style helicopter blade.
They probably
to
wouldn't let me
compete with
participate.
the helicopters or to compete with who?
Other rowers.
Oh,
Whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, this
he's
is
in the canoe.
rowing.
rowing. Oh, of course.
I love that you put him in a canoe in the Olympics. Like,
All right, you're in a canoe in the Olympics. Did you guys?
Well,
ever see-
kayak. Maybe a kayak
There
would
you
be better. The canoes might not be in the Olympics.
For some reason, that reminds me of the guy who won. He won like a silver medal in the Olympics, and he was half mast. He had when he got out because they wear those skin tight
what?
things. And he won, and he's on the podium, and he's got half a boner. It's so funny.
It was so
that's
exciting. to him.
awesome. No, that
I feel like if I were on the podium, I'd have a full.
I
ball.
know, yeah.
Why would you go
At least half
half-mast?
chub. Yeah, at very least.
Maybe he was.
It was
full.
silver.
Yeah?
It was silver, so he's only half mast.
And the water was cold anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
kept
never
I'm
the-
going full pack of
Shrink it.
Mentos on the medal
Shrink
stand.
That was your question that you're
That
so
was my
excited
question.
about?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It was a great
a
question.
good
Thank
question.
you,
I'm
Derby.
going to redefine it, and I'm going to bring it back, but I'm going to make it a little more specific. Yeah,
You're
I'm
gonna need
going to
some
make it more
parameters.
specific. I just wanted. This was the first trial. I just want to see what was going to come out. I
So-
did not expect laser or helicopter blades.
Yes. I like the laser.
Yeah.
Helicopter blade.
No,
why,
I think
why wouldn't you just go
I
back
actually
to
prefer
society?
helicopter blade,
Right?
to be honest with you.
Because I would like the laser blade. I would just chop down the whole forest, and then I could see where I was going, and it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
a
if that's
problem
fucked
anymore.
up.
But you still got to do a lot of walking. You don't know how far away civilization is.
I'll find Bigfoot.
Laser's kind of one-dimensional. Like,
No,
You
laser.
may kill Bigfoot.
Let me tell you, when the laser I did, because I was like, I can kill food, I can start a fire to cook it, I can protect myself.
all things you could do with a helicopter hand.
How?
You can't kill an animal with a helicopter.
Are you
Sure you
fucking
could.
kidding me?
If you can fly up,
you
to
gotta
it
get
and just
close.
drop it-
Slice and dice that little thing.
You have to get close to it.
So what? You've got
That's
a
not as hard as
helicopter
you
for
think.
a hand. Who do you think's more afraid? A little rabbit?
Dude, I've seen like 7 deer in my entire life.
Yeah, you got to get pretty close.
Like,
to it with a
how do you get
helicopter
close
hand.
enough to them to hit them with the
I
helicopter?
mean, you could
blade?
fly down.
I
and
was gonna
drop
say
on
you
top of
you
them.
couldn't fly and then just drop on it, ride it until it's exhausted. and then,
The fastest a deer can run is 30 miles an hour. Is your helicopter
helicopter
blade
goes
going to go
faster
that
than
fast?
that.
But then it's going to be changing direction. I mean, there's a lot of
They're
variables.
really dumb, dude. Like, you could probably figure it out.
Hunting from above is a better idea.
I think
Ask
you're
Sarah
underestimating
Palin, she
your
knows.
helicopter hand.
She's good at hunting from above.
You just drop down on shit.
Do you have an answer for your own question, or do you want to wait till you master it?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait actually because I've debated. I've debated on several things. I think like I feel like a hammer would be a good way to go. A hammer for a hand.
No way.
Well, I mean, it's happened in the
Not a
animal
small one,
kingdom.
like,
the,
I mean-
the shark, the hammerhead shark, developed it.
Well, that has
Hammerhand
nothing to do with
John.
what we're talking about. But,
I'm saying it's possible.
but I feel like a hammer would be
Where's
very
that
functional.
mute button?
Smash, bash, crush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's kind of awkward. It's like not.
but you could still. I mean, it's still
Not
kind
gonna
of
help you
flat
start the
though.
fire.
You could
still
pick up
like
things, and then you could bash with the other end.
yeah.
But I mean, if
You just still have one functional
you
hand.
need more parameters on it. If you're
I'd
gonna
get
say
into
something like
the
that.
first thing I would do. I'd get into walnuts. Like walnuts would be my snack. People would just be like, you'd always know what I'm always just cracking nuts in my mouth.
Why don't you just get a nutcracker
Yeah.
in your hand?
Because what else are you gonna do with a nutcracker? Like the hammer works on.
Be
Yeah, but if that's the
holiday
only thing-
cheer, holiday cheer. I don't know.
What the hell? You got to use a hammer.
Cooler nickname, sure. But
Out in the middle of the woods, no nails or anything like that. What are you going to use the hammer for?
to bash things.
To bash what? You can't
Whatever
get, you can't
you
get close
need.
enough to any animal to kill that with the hammer.
It's more of defense. If an animal gets close to you, I'm gonna bash it with my hammer.
Dude, if an animal
You have to let
big
the animal
enough
get super
yeah.
close to you. What are you going to do with a bear?
Yeah, how
A
you gonna
bear's
kill
not
anything?
gonna
Please,
worry
like a
about
bear's gonna mess with me in my hammer hand. Like, are you kidding? A bear's not stupid.
Bear will maul your ass.
Is this a koala bear or what?
Doesn't matter what kind
I
of
hear
bear.
koala bears are actually very vicious.
Not gonna mess
I think
with my
any bear will
hammer
fuck
hand.
you up.
Yeah, they're-
Koala bear is
bears.
not really a bear.
it's a
It's
like
a
a
marsupial.
Yeah.
Even a furry
He'll
gay
still
dude will
fuck you up.
fuck you.
Seriously.
Any kind of bear.
That's what the hammer's for, really.
Derby knows. Look, he's got that beard. That's pretty clean, though, to be a
Right. I was gonna say, not only is it pretty kempt, but I don't have the rest of the body hair to go with it.
Duarte. You got a question for Mr. Faison?
Sure.
What's your favorite color?
You come here often.
No, you come here often.
What's your sign?
Part A.
Well, then, first of all,
Which is how Canadians
You got a
pronounce
precursor.
party.
No, so who's your favorite director? Who inspired you to become a director yourself?
Who inspired me? Casting directors in Hollywood inspired me to become a director because I couldn't get an audition for anything. So
Casting.
I taught myself how to direct.
Will you just say Tyler Perry so we can get on with it?
I think it's the Scott brother. This is how bad my memory is and how compartmentalized my thought pattern is. It's the Scott brother that passed away, I think. The one
Tony.
So long as Tony made Man on Fire,
He did.
which works out.
Excellent movie.
It is aesthetically
also
the
made
most beautiful film
Top Gun, right?
ever. And he made
Yeah,
Top
he did
Gun.
do Top Gun.
Duh.
Yeah, obviously.
Man on Fire is a great movie.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It is aesthetically the best movie ever made, which brings us full circle back to Inverse because there was a point in Inverse that I actually stopped production, put Man on Fire on in the middle of the day while we were shooting on our no-budget, no-crew film, and we watched one of the scenes in Man on Fire a few times because what imitation is the... I wanted to flatter
Highest
the-
form of flattery.
Yeah.
I wanted to flatter
Yeah,
Mr.
imitation.
Scott, so we plagiarized one of his scenes pretty as closely as possible, given our
Man,
restraints.
I had to finish the bottle of Jack myself, though, 'cause nobody else was drinking, so I'm the sound guy. We had to get rid of that Jack somehow. So we had a bottle. That way our actor was drinking iced tea instead.
Which is why that whole scene is played over music.
Yeah, because the sound guy, I'm like... Tough gig. Nobody says holding the boom's easy.
It's not. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
And if you're tall, they always like, yeah, you'd be good at that. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Look at these arms. They're tiny.
They get tired.
Fucking frail.
I get very fatigued.
It is the worst because you're hearing everything and you need to itch or twitch and you're just like, I can't move, but still.
And I was just trying to find a way to hold it on my back. And, like,
Yeah,
just do
exactly.
that
You got to rest it on
like,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. It's the elbow and the
I'd
side.
be like, I'll just
hold
bend
it
at
up.
the knees, man. I'm not like...
That wasn't a bad question, but you've used that question before when Andrew was here. No, also from
No, I didn't use that question when Andrew
You
was
can
here.
see he thinks about it like the moment we start the segment because he just well, whatever's your favorite director, I guess.
Well, for one, John has so many fucking questions. Usually, it's like
I'm sorry,
and
I'm
he doesn't tell
interested in
me-
our guest, and I
yeah,
want
but
them to seem
you never tell
interesting.
me what it is, and then it's like,
course
oh, I
not.
got to cross it out.
Because you would simply plagiarize. Because I like that you pretend that you had the same questions.
No, I didn't.
Plagiarize.
Desmond, have you listened? So you like Paper Trail's music, huh?
Yes.
You like that? What song in particular? Is
I
there
have
one
no
that you
idea.
want?
Why would you
Have you
ask
gotten
me
that far?
such a question?
I want to do it right now. I want to know.
I have no idea. I just explained to you guys. First couple of times I listen to an album, I can't hear the words anyway.
Right.
It just sounds like blah, blah, blah. So I have to decide if I like the melody and all that stuff.
Well,
that's the most
Are
important
you
thing.
still going to want to direct after you know that she's talking about everything she's talking about is Satan worship?
Satan.
I still love George Michael's, and when I was little, I was faith, faith, faith. And then I was like, oh, what are you talking? Whoa. I still love it. I don't care.
He's talking about Satan?
No, he's
She's talking about dudes.
he's talking about dudes, which is cool.
Last Christmas, the best part about that is like the video.
That's
It's like
the
with
best.
the chick. You're like, come on, George. You're
That's
not.
like
Well,
the
what about
best
the
music video of all time.
video? I Want Your Sex. He's like all over this
Yeah,
one
exactly.
Asian chick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not who you're talking about, George. Lies, George.
I
Those
didn't know.
Hollywood lies.
But when I found out, still thought the songs were great.
Yeah, no, George Michael, a talented musician. Shout out to George Michael.
Shout out George Michael
And the rest of Wham.
and the rest of
Yeah, whatever happened to the other half of Wham?
There's
We
another
don't
guy
know.
in Wham.
yeah.
There was another guy.
I think we've talked about this before, haven't we?
Wake me
Like I say,
up
if I were a
before
comedian
you
who did AIDS
go.
joke, I would have used one right there. But
Did he die of AIDS?
I don't know.
I don't
if
know.
you're in Wham,
Wham! Vitiate.
Other guy
Wow.
in Wham.
Yeah.
thank God I'm not one of those comedians.
Andrew
though.
Ridgely is the man's name.
There was just one guy in Wham.
There's
there's
two.
two.
Other guy.
Born January
George Michael.
26th.
No, but it was just George Michael and that guy.
January
Yeah.
1963.
They
He's
were
an
Wham.
English singer, songwriter, and guitarist. He was a member with George Michael of the music duo Wham.
Their original name was Bangin', and they had to change it to be more mainstream.
Terrible.
So they just went with the sound it makes.
Terrible.
In 2012, George Michael dismissed rumors that Ridgely and himself were set for a Wham reunion to mark the 30th anniversary. So no Wham reunion. Sorry, guys.
30 years.
Sorry, guys. You gonna be okay?
That's because George Michael doesn't need to have a Wham reunion.
You think Andrew Ridgely's not holding it down? You think Andrew
doing
Ridgely
just
needs
fine.
a Wham reunion?
Doing just fine.
No.
Wake
Desmond,
me up
upcoming
before
football
you
season.
go.
Is Oregon gonna win it all?
Are we eligible to win it all?
Oh.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're not a bowl band. You
Oh.
just lost a couple scholarships. It wasn't even. It
Oh,
was a
we're
slap
good.
on the
That's all they
wrist.
lost?
It was
We're
a
good.
slap on the wrist. What
We're
am I-
good.
Are they
We're
even gonna
good.
win the Pac-10 though?
Because they were compliant.
Yes.
Pac-12, sorry.
Pac-12. I think so because, well, they have the biggest freak of nature in college right now, I think. Because the Black Mamba is absurd, and somebody said he ran like a 4.19
Kobe
the other day or
Bryant
something
plays
crazy.
for Oregon this year? That's crazy. What is going on?
Isn't he kind of undersized though?
He is
Yeah.
egregiously tiny.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But what he has in tininess, he makes up for in absurd, in like freakish speed. Like
Oh no, I agree.
weird speed. Like
What's his name? Barnes. What's his name?
his name is
Is it Khalif
The
Barnes?
Truth.
What the hell's his name?
Khalif Barnes.
The
I don't
Black
know.
Mamba
What's his
Truth.
name? I don't remember his name.
is- Oh my
Come on.
gosh!
Come on, Oregon
Oh,
supporter.
on the spot.
Oregon Black Mamba.
He's number 21, right? Isn't that the dude?
D'Anthony Thomas.
D'Anthony Thomas.
Yeah, I was close.
That dude is like, fast.
Malik. What did
I think I said Kenyon Barnes. I think that's somebody's name. I don't know.
Who was
Kenyon Barner was the running back.
Oh, that's right.
No, DeAnthony Thomas is like, there's fast and there's DeAnthony Thomas, and he's a little bit absurd.
Yeah.
Like, and he can change. The thing about DeAnthony Thomas that makes him so amazing is he's running faster than everybody on earth, but he can change direction while he's running that fast.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But they're not going to win.
Who are they going to lose to?
Well, USC will probably beat them this year.
What?
Probably
Is
not.
USC going to be good
So
this year?
anybody
Is-
in the SEC is
is-
going
Well,
to
yeah,
lose
exactly.
to.
Is Lane Kiffin still SC's coach?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, they're not going to.
No, they're not
he's the
going to
man.
They're not going to beat Oregon.
And the
Terrible.
crypt keeper, his dad.
USC.
I just who's the new Matt Barkley, the new random guy who's going to show up and be the savior of college football, and then end up that
gross.
he sucks.
Where did Matt Barkley go? Who drafted him?
Philly.
Oh,
Philly, yeah.
So he's
Chip
but-
Kelly.
So he's behind. Don't they have a third?
He's
Nick
the
Foles
third.
is still there.
Yeah,
right?
he's the third string.
Behind
Because it's
Don't they
Vic,
have
Nick
Darren-
Foles, and then Barkley.
And they have Darren Thomas also, don't they?
Who?
Darren Thomas, one of the older Oregon quarterbacks. Like,
Oh no, they went and got what's his name? Dixon.
Dennis
Dennis
Dixon.
Dennis Dixon. Yeah.
Did he go
But
to Oregon?
that
or-
guy, dude, that
Yeah, he
guy's
went to
there to
Oregon,
teach
yeah.
everybody else the system. He's not gonna play.
Right.
There's
He could
no
be the-
way
I
he's
don't know,
gonna
he
play.
did pretty good for the Steelers when he filled in.
Yeah,
scout team
but
quarterback for the defense.
I think he's more there to make people comfortable with the system and teach them some of the language.
Is Vic on his last year of his contract, or has he got?
No, they
another-
redid it. I think he's got 2 years now, but
2
he's got
more
like
years?
no guaranteed money or something weird.
Right, because they're not sure that they.
But they
wanna
redid the contract.
continue with him.
John Derby, you got first
What?
pick in your fantasy draft this year. Who are you picking?
We had this conversation the other day. I don't have. It's not the answer I want, but I don't have a better answer than Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, it's got to be Adrian Peterson.
I don't have a better answer. I
Well,
want
unless-
another one.
Unless you're going to reach out of the
I don't know who else you
Unless
go with
you
at
really
number one.
have
At number one, I can't even say Aaron Rodgers. I can't.
no.
No, because there's other
there's
quarterbacks.
way better. I was going to say you get better value with quarterbacks later on.
Yeah, there's other quarterbacks that can put up close to
Got to
what
be
you would get with
Peterson,
Aaron
and he's
Rodgers.
like the only number one running back that really has no number two running back to him.
Right.
Like there's really no one else on that team that takes carries from him.
Desmond, why do you hate fantasy football?
because he likes real
I
football.
don't know that I hate it. I don't really like the NFL, so
Right. How do you not like the NFL?
That's
the NFL
crazy
is such a
talk.
great specimen. Such a great spectacle specimen.
it's boring.
It's boring.
Boring.
Boring. How
Boring.
dare you? Were you ever to the NFL at all?
No.
No?
Well, I loved Randall Cunningham because, well, he was exciting, and Bo Jackson. I think I'm weird. Like, I don't even know that I don't like the NFL. I just like people. Like,
Right.
I don't
If
feel
there's compelling,
beholden to a
players
league
or
yeah.
stars, you'll be into it. Yeah.
I'm
There's
into
nobody in
that.
the league that interests you right now? Aaron Hernandez? I mean, nobody?
I mean, there's a.
Aaron Hernandez is not in the league.
I mean, oh,
He's
yeah,
not in
that's
the
right.
league.
He's not.
No, I know because I just sold my jersey.
You didn't have to sell it. You could have just,
just traded
exchanged
The
it.
it.
buyback program.
Yeah.
They didn't have Tebow jerseys. Can you believe that?
That's so
How do you even
weird.
have Tebow jerseys?
They're selling those. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. They were giving those away.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
I'm interested to see what
$2.29.
Robert Griffin does.
Yeah.
See if he comes back from his knee injury.
He's an
Look-
interesting.
I like all
yeah.
those new
He looks
quarterbacks,
like a
those young
diesel.
quarterbacks.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Russell
gosh,
Wilson.
Russell
I mean,
Wilson. Yeah.
Wilson, Kaepernick, Luck, and Griffin.
Seahawks are a fun team. Yeah, Luck as well. Yeah, all the guys coming back.
Luck's probably going to last the longest because that guy's just built like a fucking horse.
Carson Palmer, come back here.
Oh, with
He'll be all right.
Arizona? A
he's-
lot better than what they've had the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
Yeah,
I'm going to say he
still
throws for
stinks.
3,500 and more touchdowns than picks, but that's as far as I'm going to
Yeah.
go.
Well,
As
if he
far
does
as I'm gonna
that,
go.
that's such an upgrade. At least Larry Fitzgerald will catch something.
The question
Yeah.
is if Richard Mendenhall can do anything. If
Right.
that guy's got anything left in the tank, they're interesting on
At
offense.
least I got to. I don't think Wisenhunt was a bad coach.
No.
At least they got to change a
I
pace.
just don't think he's a great head coach.
Well, who's that
There's
other
certain guys?
Who's that other receiver they got the second year?
Dude out of Notre Dame, Malcolm Floyd.
That was last year.
No, not Malcolm Floyd. Michael Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's
Yeah.
sure.
Second year. Yeah.
Floyd is the last name.
Good job, Desmond. One more time. Plug
Yes.
the film tomorrow or for Thursday. This will be up tomorrow.
Inverse coming to the Downtown Independent Theater at 215 Main, 9 p.m. Be there.
Be there. Well, thank you very much, Desmond, for coming out. I will be there. Are these guys going to be there?
No.
At 9 o'clock, if I get off early enough, I will.
Duarte will try to be there. He's half a human being.
If you guys show up, Duarte and Travis will be signing autographs in the lobby.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be stamping them. I don't actually sign. I just use my stamp.
That way you have consistency. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
I like my
consistency.
autographs to look the same. Duarte, what do we got coming up other than a Desmond Faison music video?
Just go to Paper Trail or Facebook.com/Paper Trails Official. You can follow us there. You can follow us on Twitter @The Paper Trails. And you got still the free download or name your own price download at noisetrade.com/papertrails/paper-trails. That's it so far.
Put me to sleep.
Right.
That's what it's all about right now. Just all these fucking different URLs you can go to.
Stick to the music, buddy. Music sounds great. It's the rest of it. No. Yeah, it's a great album. Or EP. Derby.
What?
What about that show? We got a headliner yet?
No, I
Derby.
like I said, I have a verbal commitment, but I'm not ready to reveal. End of the month.
All right.
End of the month.
Did you
I'll
tell me that
reveal.
last week?
I felt like I did.
I forget already.
What
Either
happened?
way.
We got
Huh?
I want to go.
No, you'll be invited.
Desmond Faison
What?
will be there.
Am
Yeah.
On
You will be.
September
3rd.
September 3rd. He'll be signing autographs.
Desmond will be there signing autographs.
I? No, I won't.
He'll
I'll
be
be using
stamping
my
them.
stamp.
Hit us up,
Duarte.
Because
Hit
he
us up.
loves people.
Hit us up on the aPODcalyptic hotline. It's 323-836-2717. 323-UFO 2717.
We have a phone number?
Thanks, America.
It's a hotline,
We
dude.
got a hotline.
so
You got to call it and drop the apocalypse
Caliente
on it.
linea.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
Oh, you didn't hear about the hotline?
I will not be silenced, sir.
I got a Boost Mobile burner, Bo. Bro.
I was
Bo. Hey, Bo.
Mo.
Bo knows. Look at this.
Like people call it?
$3 a day.
Well, we don't know. We just
$3
revealed
a
the
day?
name.
We're trying. We got a hotline now. Exciting.
What? Stop trying to press the button to cut me off.
Trying
I
to end this.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes, your
Don't
turn.
tase me, bro.
What happens when people call the hotline?
There's going to be a message that's going to be like, what do you think will be the apocalypse? Dun, dun, dun. And then people will be like, hey, I think the world is going to burn, or something like that.
I think all the
it's-
messages will
it's
be.
gonna
It's an apocalypse
You're a
hotline.
complete jackass, Travis.
I think it's going to be a lot of fuck Obama, a bunch of racist statements. It's going to be like a chat room on a Boost Mobile burner phone.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen? It could get crazy.
I, for one, have a lot more faith in the audience here. I don't think you guys are going to be retards.
No, I think they're going to
gonna
leave us
be-
very
right.
well thought out,
It's going to be Rick and Jarrell.
intelligent.
You guys suck.
Hey, where's my package?
It's on the way. It's coming from across oceans.
Rick, just hurry up and send it.
I think he already sent it. I
All
just
right.
don't know when it's coming.
Well, I want him to deliver.
Mine
it.
took like 9 days to get here.
Yeah, it
Something like
takes
that.
a little while.
Takes a while.
Travis, I want you to press the button and turn this off now.
Oh, now you're done?
Now I'm done.
Desmond, thank you so much for coming out. Go and see Inverse on Thursday.
Thursday the 18th.
Thursday the 18th. That's in 1 day when you'll hear this. Good day.
Got Brady,
Good day.
Got Brady Quinn over here. No, I'm done.
Big fun.
If you're 17 and you wearing a hoodie, you're on the phone talking to your shorty. Make no mistake, there's one like you in every city. You know the story. He gon' creep up from behind, have you leave Earth before your time. By the time Popo show up, he gon' say he was so scared that he shot you up. He could have been the next president. He could have been the next Steve Jobs. He could have been the next astronaut. Someone tell we get justice. We won't stop. Neighborhood watcher. If you're 17 with a hoodie on, watch out for the neighborhood watcher. If you at the right neighborhood at the wrong time, neighborhood watcher. This might be your last call to your girlfriend, the neighborhood watcher. Yeah, man, I feel for you. said, we won't stop, cause the man he killed, he called them a fool. But how an enemy don't come to a gunfight with no guns to draw? The youngin' that you made his blood spill, you consider him a bandit. But how a bandit wrestle you to the floor and he didn't pull his ratchet? You need to stop it. Neighborhood watcher, if you 17 with a hoodie on, watch out for the neighborhood watcher. If you at the right neighborhood at the wrong time, neighborhood watcher. This might be your last call to your girlfriend when shots fire. Yeah, man, I feel for you if you 17. Neighborhood